Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have another outbreak, which means we have now surpassed what's happened in 2024, another record-breaking year for norovirus, and this one is really bad, how big of an outbreak it is. We also have a man who was trying to get something onto a cruise ship you're not supposed to and just said, oh, I forgot it was there. We have a cruise ship that has just won the Culinary Cruise Ship of the Year for 2025. And I bet in 100 years, you will never guess what cruise ship. So first off, let's talk about a cruise that's currently on an 11-day cruise up from Boston, heading up into Canada. It's one of those fall cruises to see the beautiful fall foliage and visit some of the smaller areas of the East Coast, which is nice to get away from some big cities sometimes. I really enjoy Canada-US cruises. Well, unfortunately for the folks on this particular one, they are on Oceania's Insignia, and they have caught the norovirus bug on board. So much so that many passengers have been quarantined into their rooms. They have had 76 passengers and one crew member came down so far with the illness. Now, 76 on a cruise ship of 5,000 doesn't sound very much. This cruise ship holds around 640 passengers, which means it's over 11% of the people on board have come down with norovirus on this cruise. That's a huge outbreak. You have to report it if you're hitting 3%, and they almost, did that by 400%. And of course, they're doing all the things they can possibly do. They're making all the cleanliness changes. They're wiping down the ship more. They're changing the way they serve food in the areas. But yeah, a huge outbreak on board on a ship that small with that few of passengers to have that big of an outbreak is a pretty big one. And of course, we are already ahead of 2024 now. This will be another record-breaking year. This is the 20th confirmed case of norovirus on cruise ships this year, which of course is a bad record to break, but we've done it anyway. Next, let's talk about a passenger trying to get on board a cruise ship in Ravenna, Italy. And well, they tried to get something on board or they forgot about it. They're claiming they forgot it was even in there. A US passenger from Tennessee had a Browning semi-automatic pistol in his backpack. Not only was it in his backpack, it had a magazine in it, and it even had one in the chamber, which is no way to travel with something in your backpack. Very dangerous, to have something like that. Well, they caught it at security, of course, and how he got it, unless he purchased it on his road trip, but how he got it on flights across, unless he made arrangements to have it on the plane and everything, and there's documents you can get, etc. You turn it into the airline on the way in, and they give it to you on the way out of the plane, etc. But that's very rare cases. But he said, I forgot it was there. I forgot it was there. Either way, they're not taking any chances there, and they seized the weapon. He won't get it back. They charged him with trying to smuggle a weapon onto a cruise ship, and they immediately deported him before he could get on the ship. So he's lost his whole vacation. He will not get any money back from insurance because committing a crime is not a way to get money back from your cruise, obviously. So yeah, and it could be a case of, I totally forgot it was in there, but I mean, as a responsible gun owner, do you normally walk around with a loaded gun in your backpack with one actually in the chamber? I don't know, I'm not a gun owner. I would think that would probably be not the way to travel with an armed weapon. But hey, who am I? So I don't know, it just seems like an odd way to carry around a loaded weapon in a backpack. Whew, lucky he didn't shoot himself in the back on this trip. And I still wonder how he even got it into Italy in the first place. Next, let's talk about an award. Now, there is the Culinary Institute, and they have awards every year for various things. #1 chef, best up-and-coming chef, and also locations. Best restaurant in Vietnam, best restaurant in the US, and different categories like best hotel restaurant, best airline lounge dining, those kind of categories. And one of the categories they have is best culinary cruise ship. And if I was to say to you, hey, who do you think is going to win the Culinary Cruise Ship Award? Some of you might immediately think of those ultra luxury like Ritz-Carlton cruise ship or a Viking Ocean cruise ship. Maybe one of the prestigious new Virgin Cruise Line ship like the Resilient Lady or Scarlet Lady, who everyone says their dining on board is amazing, right? How about the brand new Star of the Seas with all its dining choices and everything on board? Maybe that was too, how about the Icon then? The Icon's choices. Can you think of one? Can you think of, immediately you would say, yeah, I think they would have amazing dining on board. I think they would have amazing dining on board. But I'm guessing, in the top of my head, that not one person out there has guessed the cruise ship that won. The Royal Princess. The original Royal class ship. I was just on her a few weeks ago. I also had the group. Earlier this year, we went to Alaska. The food and the dining was great. I ate at the Crown Grill twice. It was delicious. But am I thinking of best culinary cruise ship out there? I mean, they have experiences. You have the wine tasting dinner matching. You have the chef's table on board, and you have, Sabatini's and the Crown Grill. But other than that, that's kind of it on the Royal Princess. As far as like the featured dining on board, other than the main dining rooms, I'm not sure what their voting criteria was, but I was surprised. I'm not saying the food's not good. I'm just thinking, if I was to say to myself, hey, what is the #1 cruise ship out there for culinary experience? In my mind, the Royal Princess didn't come to, I would think the Sun Princess would come to mind before that one. But it didn't. Royal Princess, congratulations to the food and beverage team on board. Congratulations to Princess Cruise Line. That's a pretty prestigious award. And yeah, it shocked me, but I'm not going to disagree. But wow, I bet none of you thought that was the cruise ship I was going to say. Well, let me know in the comments down below. What cruise ship would you have said would win the Culinary Cruise Ship of the Year? Best Culinary Cruise Ship of the Year. Even if it wasn't the winner, let me know which cruise ship you think it was. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.